Hey, my Pilates people, welcome to my channel, Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today I have for you a full body reformer session. Couple things that you'll need are your box, a pad for kneeling. We will be doing a good amount of kneeling and on one knee a couple times, and your reformer, of course. We'll be starting with 2 mediums and a heavy spring. So for my balanced body, I have 2 reds and a green. Please, please, please feel free to adjust your spring tension, adjust the positioning of your body, right? So every piece of equipment's a little bit different. So just please, right, do that, whatever is best for you. I'm really looking forward to today's session. I've got some things in here that I know that I'm not great at. It's probably gonna be a little clunky for me. So I'm looking forward to the challenge today. So once you have all your things, your box, pad, 2 mediums, a heavy spring, reformer, no cats, nothing is in your way here. We're gonna start off with some footwork. All right, go ahead and make sure that you are centered on your carriage. Arms are long down by your side. Take a moment here to just find length. Find some opposition out through the crown of your head and down through your tailbone, and also out through your arms. So arms are actively pushing down and into the mat. So that chest feels just a little bit more open, and maybe you feel some activity in the back of the legs and the upper back. Allow the ribs to soften down into the mat. Find your natural neutral here. All 10 toes on, heels together, toes apart. On your next inhale, I want you to press the carriage out. Go all the way out, and then drag the carriage all the way home. So the weight across your toes doesn't change as you go out and in. Inhale takes you out, exhale pulls you home. Right, it's a pretty heavy spring, so you have to work a little bit harder to drag the carriage home. Imagine like your wheels are in mud, and you gotta pull it back home. Let's do 3 and 2. Last one. Go ahead and come all the way home. Let's come onto the arches. Either legs are zipped up or slightly apart. Reach the toes up and over, but wrap the heels down and under. Press the carriage out on that inhale. Exhale, pull the carriage home. Think of there being a 10-finger palm press into the mat, and the inner edges of your heels are reaching under the foot bar as you come home. Under the foot bar. Let's do 3 and 2 and last one. Go ahead and bring the carriage all the way home. Make sure headrest is all the way down. Keep with the arches on. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, tilt your pelvis back. Start to roll your hips up into your bridge right now today, and pause at the top. Really work the pull of the carriage home, and just stay here for a moment. Collarbones are still broad, chest is soft, and now round down through your spine, roll down, roll down, roll down. Good, let's do that again. Pull the carriage home, roll the hips up. Think knees past your toes. So you're really working into the back of the legs, but also your booty here. And then melt all the way down, down, down. One more like that. Go ahead and roll the hips up. This time, really drive that pubic bone higher than your 2 hip points. Use your arms and pause here. Keep working that pull of the carriage home. Keep your hips level. Raise your right arm up to the ceiling, and then lower it down. Raise your left arm up to the ceiling and down. So how stable can everything else be while we take away a base of support? So there's no sway. I say that, but my knees are swaying. Now do both arms up, both arms down. I know for a lot of you, this is like, oh, this is easy, but I want you to really challenge yourself, all right, to keep the carriage super still and to keep the rest of the body Still as well. Solid like a statue. For 3 and 2. And last one, arms come down and then melt all the way down, down, down. Okay, come onto your heels. Once again, either legs zipped up or slightly apart. Your feet are flexed here. Drive the carriage all the way out and then resist back in. Think of the crown of the head staying on that wall behind you as you pull the carriage home. And also think of the bottoms of your feet staying up against an imaginary wall the entire time. So if you were standing up on the floor right now, you would have a tripod connection through both feet. For 3 and 2, sides of the neck long, press it all the way out, hold here. Can you keep equal weight into your pelvis, your ribs, and your back? And now bring your right leg up into tabletop. Check the levelness, bend the left knee, bring the carriage home, drive it right back out. So once again, if you were standing on the floor, do you still have that tripod connection through your left foot? And you're, of course, still holding that neutral spine. Let's do 3 and 2. And last one, right foot comes down. Before you pick up your left foot, double check your feet to make sure you're back to center. Left leg up in the tabletop. Level out the hips, the ribs, the upper back. In fact, could you get your upper arm bones into the mat a little bit more? And now bend your right knee. And we go out and in. The left leg is along for the ride, but it's also hugging in towards your midline. So it's not going out to the side, up to the ceiling. And you're driving right through the center of that right heel. For 3 and 2 and 1. Now shift onto your toes. Let's go back to that first position. So all 10 toes on, heels together, toes apart. Feel like your big toes are a little bit more on top of the foot bar than in front, so the pinky toes have a strong connection. All right, try to keep your heels together, lower your heels down and under. Pause here. Could you flex the feet a little bit more, flex the ankles a bit more, and then lift the heels up? Now, if in order to keep the heels together or even get them like super close, you have to bend the knees, that's fine. But keep that bend as you lower and lift. Your pelvis is level, right? So we haven't come into a tuck. Let's do 3 and 2 and last one. Now separate the heels. Everybody's in parallel now. Lower both heels under, actively flex those ankles, and then lift the heels back up. So toes wrap up and over, heels reach down and under, and then lift. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. And just like with the heels on, I want you to think of driving through the center of your heels as you flex and then lift. Flex and lift. Starting to feel things in those calves. We have 3 and 2. Remember, we're still fighting from head to tail length. Last one, lift the heels, bend the knees, come all the way home. Awesome. Let's shift back onto those heels. Hip socket distance apart, inch away from the blocks if you kind of jammed up into them. Weight down through the arms, take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, tilt your pelvis back. Roll your hips up, up, up. Really fight for like big hip extension here. So find your butt crease muscles, really like send your focus there. And then lower the hips down just 1 baby inch. And then up a big inch. Lower it down a baby inch, up a big inch. Keep with this. You can take the arms away, like meaning they can go up to the ceiling. And really work that pubic bone higher than your 2 hip points. For 3, soft sternum, and 2, and 1, and now just hinge your booty back down. All right, so stay, actually I lied, come onto your right toes, and your left toes will go onto your platform there. Let's try that. Okay, if you need to adjust, adjust. Try to stay with your right toes on the foot bar here. So we're about parallel hip socket distance apart. Start with the arms down into the mat, and then go ahead and roll your hips up. Find the top of your bridge here. All right, so inner thighs are at the party. Every toe pad is connected. So for me, I felt like I was rolling out on that left foot. So just check things and then round down through your spine. Go all the way down. Good, let's do that again. Roll your hips up. Think 50% weight in both legs and then melt back down. So it obviously won't be as high because we're in this split stance. Hold here, all right? Lift your right heel up super high as you can go. Lift your left heel up super high. Maybe the hips go up a little bit higher. And now keep your pelvis driving up to the ceiling. Lower your left heel down and lift it up. Left heel down and up. Find that inner thigh connection here, meaning knees aren't going out wide. And I am driving that heel down and up. So it's a flex and a point. Feeling things. For 3 and 2 and 1. Keep the heels lifted and then round down, round down. All right, switch sides. All right, keep the big toes connected. I just find here that a lot of people really want to roll out. So again, toes down, heels lifted. Go ahead and roll your hips up. See what we're working with on this side, and then roll down. Again, right, if one side's weaker, if you have a tight side, you might feel a little restricted. So go to where you can go. All right, on this next one, roll your hips up. Again, find the inner thigh connection, lift your left heel up high, right heel up high. Lower the right heel down and up. So we're trying to keep that right hip driving up to the ceiling even as the heel goes down. Remember, soft sternum, and I guess you can take your arms up to the ceiling. I forgot to cue that on the other side. And there's that big toe. I was losing it. Let's do 3 and 2. And last one, lift the heel and then round down through your spine. Awesome. All right, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug here. All righty. So inch away from the blocks again if you kind of shifted back up into them. I want you to take your palms and now place them on the back ends of your shoulder blocks. If for whatever reason this doesn't work for you, you can always grab onto the pegs or maybe even like the underside of your carriage. Totally up to you. All right, so for me on the shoulder blocks, my elbows are pointing up to the ceiling. All right, and I'm thinking of pulling down on the block so my shoulders slide kind of down my side body. All right, so bring your legs up into tabletop here. Ribs stay bolted to the mat. Reach your right leg out long as your left knee pulls into your left shoulder and then switch. I said shoulder, I mean ear. Right knee into right ear and switch. Now, while you do this, I want you to get a strong imprint of the back into the mat. So not in neutral. For 3 and 2 and 1, bring both knees into your chest. Super glue the legs together if you can. Inhale, stretch the legs out long. Exhale, pull the knees in, keep the booty down. Inhale, legs out long. Exhale, pull the knees in. Inhale out long. Exhale, pull the knees in. Now, as your knees come in, could you roll your tailbone off the mat a little bit and then roll back down, right? It's your bridge, only more abs. Exhale, roll the tailbone off the mat and then lengthen back down. It's okay to use a little momentum to lift the hips, but try your best to control
the down. Exhale, knees in, hips up, and then melt back down. All right, knees in, roll the hips up, find a little baby inversion, hold here. All right, keep your hips stable, weights in your shoulders. Can you straighten your right leg up to the ceiling? And then bring it back down. Left leg shoots up to the ceiling and then back down. It's like a half of a jackknife. Again, up and down. Left leg up and away, right? It's also hip extension. And then back down and then roll down through your spine. All right, take a moment here to adjust. All right, so send the legs out long again, bring your knees in, roll your hips up, find that little baby inversion, okay? Shoot your right leg up to the ceiling, all right? So from here, keep that leg position and now roll down, roll down, roll down if you don't have anybody there, and then roll yourself back up. So keep the left knee bent, right leg reaching away. Now, the further away your right leg goes from your body, the harder this is going to be. And then back up. One more time. Buddha's not letting me go all the way down. And then up. Find your inversion. Right knee in, left leg up and away. Think like the left leg could go past the foot bar. Think as you're going up and down. I'm definitely feeling my abs here. I'm definitely feeling my upper body. But you're making this very hard on me. Roll down. Do one more. Can you reach that left leg further away, further away? It might mean you fall. That's okay. And now take your feet down. Well, Buddha, I'm sorry. Take your feet down to the foot bar. Drop your knees off to the left. Look over that right shoulder. And then up and over to the other side. And back to center. All right, headrest can come back up if you like it up. All right, and let's go ahead and roll you up. Let's change it to two medium springs, Go ahead and lie back down. All right, you want more tension? I want you to go to the short loops. You want less tension? Go to your long loops. Wrap your fists around, punch the fists up to the ceiling. Bring your legs up into that tabletop position. You are either in neutral or an imprint. Strong, straight arms. Lower the arms all the way down to the mat. Reach past your hips and then float the arms all the way back up. Arms come down, reach away, and then back up. So if any tension crept up into your neck while doing that last bit of work, here's your opportunity to release it. So the longer you reach the arms away from your ears, right, the more you're gonna stretch out your neck and reactivate those muscles if you lost that connection. Now, if it's available, arms come down, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat, all right? Reach the arms a little bit further away, pull the knees into your chest, and then send the legs out to a low working angle. Pull the knees into the chest, just in case you didn't feel your abs in that last move. And then exhale, pull the knees in. Send the legs out, hold here, open, close the legs, bend the knees in, bend the elbows. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs out, hold here, only the legs, open, close, bend the knees back in. Bend the elbows. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs, open, close, knees in, bend the elbows, little coordination. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs, hold, 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 open, close, knees in, bends the elbows. Last one. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Get those arms longer. Open, close, hold, open, close, hold, open, close. Bend the knees in, bend the elbows. Awesome. Lower down. All right. That's all we'll do of that. Hang up the straps. Let's roll you up. Let's come to a light spring. So those mediums will come off. So for balanced body, I have a blue spring on. So it's not my lightest. It is a light spring. Remember, you can always adjust. I'm gonna come Z-sit facing you. So my right shin is up against the shoulder blocks.
If you need, you can always have feet dangling off. You can come into a different position with the legs if you need. All right, so right hand is on my long loop. My left hand, I don't know, I might play around with it. It might be here on my thigh, it might be here on the mat. Let's see how it goes. So I do want you to sit up tall. Think of both hips rooting down equally into the mat, even if it feels like your right hip can't go down, okay? So I'm gonna find just barely spring tension, okay? So here's my start and stop position, okay? I've got a soft bend to my elbow. It's a half a hug. So I want you to hug that arm in and then open the arm back out. It's very slow, very controlled, right? Exhale, you hug in and then open. Right? Might be frustratingly small for some of you. So if that hand doesn't come in line with your center line, that's okay. Because really, I feel like the challenge here is I really want to twist into this, which we will. But I'm trying to stay super square, and I'm keeping that right shoulder drawing down away from my ear. Let's do 2. I'm also feeling a little right bicep, right chest. Last one. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my left hand and place it into the mat, okay? So I'm gonna use this to assist me. Now I'm gonna make a fist with my right hand. I'm gonna cross the body and I'm gonna punch towards the foot bar. I'm gonna lean into this. Lean, 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 and then bend the elbow back and square the body off, all right? One more like that. I'm gonna punch, reach, pull back through the chest, bend the elbow with control, and then come back. All right, I'm gonna punch, reach, twist, lean forward, and bend the elbow. Hold here, I'm square back to you. My left arm is gonna come up and over. Just find a little counter stretch. Left hand comes down. Right arm is gonna punch forward. Now as I'm punching forward, I'm gonna push into my left hand to deepen the twist. Oh, that feels good. And then back to center. Left arm up and over. And then back down. I'm gonna lean into this reach, reach, reach. And then back, up and over. Last one. I lie, it might not be last one. Lift up through the ribs. And then back. We'll do one more here. Up and over. Reach, reach, reach. And then back, last counter stretch. Alrighty. Now, I want you to inch back if you have any space. I feel like I might have an inch. Okay, and then maybe scoot away from the blocks a little bit. All right. So this next one, it might take some finagling. Remember, this is one of those things that I said is going to be challenging for me, so it might not be that pretty. I'm going to choke up with my left hand. I'm going to go onto just above the hardware on the rope. We'll see how that goes, okay? You kind of want some support for this. So my right hand, I'm just going to place it on my hip for now. I'm going to twist my body towards the end of my carriage, right? Feel free to change that right hand position. And then I'm going to row and square my body off, right? Now I'm gonna twist, look towards the end, and then back out. This is not the thing that I was saying was challenging. We'll get there, I promise. Good. So just kind of twisting in the opposite direction. And do whatever feels natural with that right arm. All right, last one here. All right. So now I'm gonna go into that row. I'm gonna lean to the left now. I'm gonna lean towards my foot bar. All right. So holds here in this lean, my weight is more into my left hip. All right. My right foot, can you lift it? And lower it. Can you lift it? And lower it. The more you're leaning, the more room you have for your leg. Okay. For 2 and 1. Now can you lift the whole leg up? And down, whole leg up and down. So the strap might be in the way a little bit, right? Do what you gotta do, okay? Now, when I'm doing this, I am trying to get my hips and my body square to you. I really wanna twist to the right, all right? That'll make it easier. Is everybody feeling your right hip and maybe a little right oblique? Maybe left arm. Lots of things happening. For 2. And 1, can you hold the leg lifted? Can you straighten it out? And then bend it back in. So for me, I gotta lean over more, right? My right hip just, whoo, don't know if it's strong enough. So I'm just bending and straightening. I'm feeling my right oblique like crazy because I'm in this side bend, right? For 2. Last one, now hold the leg straight. Can you lower it and lift it? Lower it and lift it. Oh, I'm good on the lower. I don't know about the lift. Relax the neck. Find a little bit more internal rotation on that right leg, okay? For 3 and 2 and 1, lift the leg, bend the knee, place it down, and then come all the way up. All right, other side. Let's see if I can remember all that. Okie dokie, so let's flip around. We do that half a hug. So left shin into the shoulder blocks in that Z-sit position. So do whatever you'd like with your right hand. The left hand is holding onto that long loop. I'm gonna think of stacking up tall through the crown of my head, soft bend to the left elbow. I'm gonna hug in and then open. Again, it's very tempting to wanna twist into this. In fact, on this side, I almost have to think of twisting to the left a little bit, just a hair, just to counterbalance, counteract that twist that I want to do the other side. Exhale, hug in, inhale to open. So how stable can you keep, again, your hips, your torso, your shoulder girdle as this arm does this little baby movement? Body is square. For 2. And last one. All right, now the right hand comes down to the mat. I'm gonna punch across the body. I'm gonna reach towards my foot bar. I'm gonna reach, reach, reach. Bend the elbow across the body again, stack the spine up tall, right? So it's kind of like an opposite of draw the sword. And then back to center. All right, now we can add in, right, the push into the right hand to deepen the twist. And then as the elbow comes back in, the right arm is gonna come up and over, a little counter stretch. And then we stack up tall, right hand down, a left hand punches past the foot bar, pull back through the sternum and the ribs, and then bend the elbow. I'd much rather you take these slow and controlled and really focused rather than rushing and using momentum. Because if we use momentum, the spring feels really light. Like it's really easy to just flow with it, right? Everybody can do that. Oh, this shoulder is fatiguing a little bit more or a little bit faster on this side. Let's do 2. Use that right arm to manipulate the twist. Last one. Pull back through the ribs, pull back through the belly so you go for that final punch. And then all the way back up. Alrighty, so I'm gonna take my right hand now. I'm gonna choke up onto the rope. Left hand, go where you want to here, all right? So I'm gonna twist my body towards the end of the carriage, get a nice, oh, I got a pop right there. And then I go for that row to square my body off. I'm gonna twist. Same thing here. I'm pulling back through the ribs to find that opposition. So I get a little back stretch here, and then my back works to bring me back out to parallel or to square. Let's do 3. And 2. Buddha, there's no room. He's looking. He's like, I'm ready to jump on that thing. All right. So now, Oh, I forgot to tell you, let's inch away from the blocks a little bit. I also want you to scoot back. So your booty might even be kind of hanging off the edge there, right? So I'm gonna row my right elbow out. I'm gonna tip over to the side, still trying to stay square, and then pause here, and only your left heel is gonna lift and lower, or left foot. Lift and lower. I need some more space. Need some more space for that foot. Lift. So a little internal rotation here. Lift and lower. Last one, lift and lower. Now can the whole leg lift and lower? Now if you come to a point where you're like, I cannot get my leg over the shoulder blocks, right? Maybe you just stay with this today. This is tough, right? But remember, you can always lean over more to give your hip more space. You're determined, aren't you, Buddha? All right, now lift the leg up, straighten the leg out, bend the knee, lower the foot down. Oh, this side's wonky too. Lift the leg, straighten the leg out, bend the knee, and lower it down. Holy cannoli, might need some extra support here. Lift, straighten, bend. I added the lower lift, sorry y'all. So it's just a bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Woo! Try to make those toes look forward, not up to the ceiling. I don't know what kind of funky thing my leg is doing here. For 2. Last one. Holy cannoli, hold the leg straight. We're gonna lower it and lift it. You're gonna lower it and lift it. Wow. Very tiny on this side. Relax the shoulders. For 4. Come on. And 3. Obliques on fire. 2. Last one. Lift the leg, bend the knee, lower it down, and tip yourself all the way up. Wow. That was good stuff. Go ahead and hang up your strap. So let's now change it to 1 medium spring. So the light spring comes off, 1 medium spring on. Grab your knee pad if you need. We're gonna come kneeling on the carriage, feet up against the shoulder blocks. Like good strong connection through the entire foot, the sole of the foot. So hands are on the foot bar, either shoulder width distance apart or maybe all the way to the ends. All right, so I'm gonna push into my arms, I'm gonna pull the foot bar apart, I'm gonna lean my hips forward. So hopefully I'm into more of a plank position with my spine. And I'm gonna glide the carriage out. I'm gonna find my end range and then pull myself back in. So I'm trying to hold this long line from my head, ribs, hips, all the way down to my knees. And then come all the way back in. It's just like a kneeling long stretch. Inhale takes you out. Exhale pulls you back in. Think pubic bone lifting up to navel. Inhale takes you out. Exhale pulls you back in. Now when we go out, we're gonna add some arms. So go out, elbows stay narrow. Bend the elbows and then lift back up, come all the way home. All right, let's just kind of flow it all together. You go out, elbows bend, hips lower, and then lift yourself back up. So just adding a tricep press. Elbows go in narrow, back up, all the way up. And when I say narrow, I just don't want them out to the side like a wide push-up. Woo, and back up. They lower. Keep those that upper abdomen lifted up to protect the back and in. Good, last one like this. Come all the way in. Nice work. All right, let's go ahead now, grab your long box. And we're gonna stay on this same spring. If you need to adjust, adjust. So when you come lying on your stomach, I would love it if your knees were off the edge of the box, okay? So if that means your head is forward behind the foot bar for my petite people, right? That's fine, but I just want the knees off. So my hands are still in that same position like we did in that flat back down stretch. Let's find parallel with the legs, zip the legs up together. Drive your pubic bone down into the box, but try to find a little lift of the legs
All right, so I'm holding this long line, pull the foot bar apart again, press the carriage out, and then pull apart on that foot bar as you come in. I know I said it twice, but I'm just really trying to drive that home. Keep the energy into the legs. Think inner ankle bones becoming one. Now press the carriage out, hold here, all right? Can you keep this long line, meaning legs are gonna have to dip down like a teeter-totter as you lift up, 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 and then lower all the way back down. Find your long line, bend your elbows wide. So your tailbone stays long, your ribs lift with you. Almost feels like you're hollowing out in your belly. And then come all the way down, elbows bend wide, come all the way home. Again, press it out. Lift, 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 and come all the way home. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling my hamstrings like crazy. Even though they're dipping down, they're staying together and active. All the way down. 2 more. Pull the foot bar apart so the collarbone stays broad. And then lengthen back down. Last one here, hang in there. Lift up through the ribs. They come with you. And then come all the way down. Bend the elbows wide, come all the way home. Nice work. Let's go ahead, bring you off. Change this now to a short box on. All right, make sure that it's level, all the things. Okay, so we're gonna come kneeling again. Scoozy, 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 scoozy. I love you, I love you. I'm so sorry, I love you. I'll love you later. Alrighty, so forearms onto the box. The entire forearm, from fist, forearm to elbow, pretty please, okay? So let's start with your right foot up onto the foot bar. All right, if at any point, right, you need to take both feet down, do it, okay? So think 50-50 weight into your legs, okay? So both are working right now. Push down into your fist, feel your sternum lift up away from the box, and now hover the knees, press the carriage out. My right leg is obviously not gonna go straight. Bend the knees, pull the carriage in. Inhale takes you out. Exhale, pull the carriage in. So I'm kind of coming into this like rounding ball as I come in, and then I go back out to flat as I come out, or at least I'm thinking I am. Exhale, knees come in. Inhale takes you out. Exhale, knees come in. Inhale takes you out. Now, hold out here. Could you bring your left knee in as your right leg goes straight? And then you step the foot back down as the carriage comes in. You press it out, left knee pulls in, and then step it back. Now, if you wanna hover your left leg the whole time, you are more than welcome. My knee is not a fan of that. Exhale, drive the knee in. So switching up the breath for 3 and 2. Last one, pull it in, lower down. Let's switch sides. All right, left foot on. That'll turn up the temperature. So keep both feet on, all right? Think more weight into your fists than your elbows right now, all right? Upper back is open, hover the knees, press the carriage out, and then round to come home. So let that tailbone curl under as you come home. All right, it's like your knee stretches. For 2. Ooh, that right thigh is on fire. Now press it out, drive the right knee in, step it back. Exhale, knee in, back out. Remember, hover the leg if you need. Let's do 5 and 4 and 3. Control. 2. Hang in there with me, y'all. Last one. Foot down, knees down.
Anybody else feel things? All right. We're gonna come seated on the box. Hook your left foot underneath the strap. Left foot under. For some side overs. So options with your right leg. The right foot can hook under your left leg. It can be like this. Some people like it like this. You do you. I'm gonna tip over. Right hand to my headrest. I'm gonna think of finding this long line. So look at yourself real quick and see, is my hip back? Is it forward? Think of it being right in line, really with your torso. That's the more important part. So left leg, it's flex. Left foot is flex. Lift it up into the strap. We're gonna go right for it, okay? No prep today. Both hands behind your head. Let's do it. Inhale out. Exhale, lift back up. Inhale out, push the head into your hands, y'all. Exhale up, right? Think of going up and over your bra line and then back up, or up and over your high-waisted pants. All right? You can always take your hands to your forehead. They can always come out in front of you. These are hard regardless. For 2. Last one. Up. Twist your body to the well. Take your hands to the frame and just get a good stretch. You can even walk your hands up. Give your body a little pull. And then let's carefully unpretzel you. Let's do the other side. Right foot hooks under. So get yourself sorted. I mean, really check yourself that your torso is in this line. Head, ribs, hips. Your right foot can be forward, that's fine. So foot is flexed, lift up into the strap. Feel strong in your side body. Hands behind your head. Inhale out. Exhale, lifts you back up. Push the head into the hands. Open the chest. It's very tempting to want to round here. I can feel myself fighting it. Exhale up. Inhale out. Get long. Exhale up. So reach your head to the end of your reformer. And up. We have 3. Use that top leg. Don't let it move. And 2. And last one. Twist your body to the well. Find a stretch. Walk your hands up the frame a little bit. Add a little pull. All right. Let's carefully unpretzel you now. All right, so keep your right foot underneath the strap and just place another spring on. Doesn't matter, just 2 medium springs, just so the carriage isn't rocking and rolling all over the place. So keep your right, again, like I said, keep your right foot under. All right, that foot's gonna stay flexed. I want you to scoot forward a little bit onto the box. Bring your left knee into your chest. So I'm gonna hold on to it, I'm gonna pull it in. If it feels more comfortable holding to the back of the leg, right, do so, okay? So I'm gonna roll myself back, round back, round back. Keep pushing up into the strap with your right leg and then roll yourself all the way up. Right, the front knee might bend as you come up. Again, tailbone curls under. Elbows are wide, kind of like you're rowing or you're shave. And then roll yourself all the way up. Again, roll yourself back. And now come up to like a half roll back and pause here. There's energy out through your right heel. Can you reach your arms out in front of you? Point out through your left toes. Can you straighten the leg out and then bend it back in? Straighten the leg out and bend it back in. Straighten it out, bend it back in. Now straighten it out, grab onto the leg, climb up the leg. So it's kind of at like a 45 here, not quite up at 90. And then you're gonna walk down your leg, walk down the leg, go back as far as you can. Let the head go if that feels okay. Exhale, nod your chin, pull back through the ribs, walk yourself up. Again,
Leg stays still. So wherever it's at, it stays still. Walk back, let the head go if it feels okay, and then exhale, roll yourself up, up, up. Last one. Legs stay still, inner thighs are at the party. Exhale, walk up, walk up, walk up, and then rock yourself all the way up. Take the ankle over the knee and just get a good stretch. And now I'm going to take your right hand and grab onto the outside of your left foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right hand, left foot, left hand. Okay, left hand, just place it on the box, right? I'm gonna sit up tall. I'm gonna try to straighten my left leg. So I'm gonna really drive that heel into my hand. And now I'm gonna try to twist my upper body to the left. Now, if you're good here, you stay here. If not, you can lean back. Maybe you find your hand to the frame, to the headrest, something. Use that for support, but also use it to deepen the twist. And maybe you turn your head over that left shoulder. And then just carefully rock yourself up. Let's do that one more time. Keep pushing the foot into the hand to get the leg straight. We rock back. Turn your head over that left foot. And then rock yourself back up. All right, left foot under. Right knee into your chest. Left foot stays flexed. Rock yourself back. And then rock yourself up. So make this feel good. I mean, yes, there's work here. And there's also work into the left leg. So it's kind of like a thigh stretch sensation because your left thigh, your left leg is working. But for me, I'm so tight there, I get a nice stretch as I go back. I'm even getting a little back stretch as well. Let's do 2 more here. Last one. Push that right shin up and into the hands to rock yourself up. I said last one, but like find your half roll back here. Reach the arms out in front of you. Can you straighten the leg out and bend the knee in? So again, how stable can you keep all these other things while we do this bend and straighten? Now straighten the leg out, climb up the leg, and then climb down the leg. Again, you want to go back for that little extension at the bottom. You're more than welcome. Think like you've got a big beach ball or maybe a ball of barbed wire in your lap and you're constantly trying to go up and over that ball. Exhale, rock yourself up. Climb up as high as you can go. Push the leg into the hand, rock yourself up. Take the right ankle over the left knee. Little figure 4 stretch. Okay, left hand outside of your right foot. Right hand down to support you. You're gonna try to straighten that leg out. And now I'm gonna lift and twist to the right. And something I didn't say on the other side, this right leg, think of it crossing the midline. So it's kind of going over to the left a little bit, just for an added stretch. And then rock back up. Whew. I'm gonna think of sitting up super tall. So puff up the chest as opposed to being rounded. It might look like I'm rounding because so tight. Rock yourself back. Twist the body, pull that right leg across the midline if you can. Puff up the chest, puff up the chest. Good, and then rock yourself all the way up. And you are done. This was good, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're enjoying this content, please like this video and also subscribe for more. Thanks, y'all.